Have you ever had the same argument with your spouse over and over again? Maybe the topic changes: money, chores, sex, parenting, the phone, but somehow you keep ending in the same emotional place: disconnected, defensive, and feeling misunderstood. Here's what many couples miss: you may be fighting over the words while missing the pain underneath them. Your spouse says, "You never help me." And what do you hear? You're failing. So immediately you defend yourself. That's not true. I do this, this, and this. And now the argument gets bigger. But what if underneath, "You never help me," is actually, "I'm overwhelmed. I feel alone. And I miss feeling like we're a team." Now, hear me carefully. I'm not saying criticism is healthy. I'm not saying hurtful communication should be excused. And I'm definitely not saying you should assume you know what your spouse is feeling. I'm saying if you only fight over the sentence, you may never discover the deeper pain driving the cycle. Sometimes "you don't care about me" may mean "I don't feel important to you right now." Sometimes "leave me alone" may mean "I'm overwhelmed and I don't know how to stay in this conversation without making it worse." Sometimes "why do I always have to ask" may mean "I'm tired of feeling like I carry this alone." That's emotional translation, not mind reading, not excusing bad behavior. It's slowing down long enough to ask, what is happening underneath this reaction? And when couples learn to do that, the conversation can begin to change, not because every conflict disappears, but because you stop fighting only about what was said and start understanding what is happening between the two of you. And for Christian couples, there's something deeply biblical about learning to look beneath the surface. Proverbs 25 says, "Counsel in the heart of a man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out." Sometimes loving your spouse well means not just reacting to the first sentence you hear, but slowing down long enough to ask, "Help me understand what's happening in your heart right now." Because the argument may be happening at the surface while the real hurt is sitting much deeper. Sometimes loving your spouse well begins with becoming curious enough to know the heart beneath the reaction. That is part of how couples begin moving from coexisting roommates back toward intimate lovers. If your marriage feels more defensive than connected, DM me the word reset.